I finally saw the tape, the entire tape of that thing that was on Monday night, the snake hunter guy.
There was a story yesterday in the paper about some of these psycho football players from Auburn who were going out in the swamp in those swamp boats, and they were cruising through and they were reaching down and grabbing alligators on the top of their heads to hold their heads. Are you out of your mind?
Well, that's what this guy does.
And then they just let them go. They grab them and pick them up, and then they let them go.
Yeah. This guy, I mean...
one wrong move and you're a dead man, or a one-armed man.
Yeah, there's not a lot of margin for error there.
Stupid.
I mean, apparently, I guess most snakes, like when you pick up most snakes, they don't have the ability to lift their head above the majority of their body.
Oh, really?
Most snakes, yeah, most snakes, not all snakes. But as I'm to understand, when I was watching this guy, it's like if you pick up most of them from their tail and hold them out, like they just can't get their head up that high, and that's it. But you know, a lot of the courses that I play golf at, if you go looking for your ball in the woods, there's snakes in there. And there are signs that say, let it go, I'll buy another sleeve of balls, thank you. But yeah, I've never been bitten by a snake, and I've
been bitten by a scorpion. Never.
Were you really?
Yeah, at a cabin up there in North Georgia, one of those...
Were you camping out?
Lost Mountain, or... No, Leslie.
Yeah, he was... Yeah, there was Leslie Meat Barnes.
There was DirecTV, and there were phones, and, you know. Anyway, but yeah, it was in the bathroom. I walked in, flipped the light on,
where did it bite you?
On the ankle.
Ouch.
No, it stung me. Like on the back of my foot. I thought I was going to die.
I'm saying that if there's a scorpion in your bathroom, you're not staying at a 4-star or 5-star
I'm telling
hotel.
you that it was out in the middle of the woods. It was a nice cabin.
It's a cabin.
But,
it's part of nature,
now, wait,
JB.
So
it's a nature thing.
I thought scorpions were poisonous.
Not all of them.
Oh, really? Just some of them?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Yeah, the snake guy, this guy in the show, I mean, and he was getting bit right and left.
People here have found them in their kitchens. I know people that have woken up in the middle of the night, they walked in their kitchen, there was those little baby scorpions.
Oh.
Hey, let me tell you something. Where there are babies, there are mama and daddy somewhere.
Right. They're close by. I don't like things that sting, things that bite.
I don't like spiders and snakes.
No, exactly.
Let's pull that out.
Let's pull that out. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been bitten because I'm just so terrified. I mean, that's like one of my biggest fears, is being stung. Have you ever been bitten by anything like that? Have you ever?
No, but my dad would find snakes out in the yard. He's such a man's man. He would pick them up or whatever.
Every summer, you walk through Piedmont Park, and there's always like that weird. There's always some like weird goth chick walking around with a snake all over her. That
those big snakes, the python or whatever.
A boa. And actually, I don't.
Come on, don't you remember that day? You brought some guy up here in the studio.
Oh, I remember that very well.
I ran into the other room.
I mean, if I'm told the snake is not going to bite or is not poisonous, I'm okay.
Doesn't matter.
But you don't know when you're walking and you see one, you don't know which one it is.
Is that friendly snake?
I would like to know if there's anybody listening who has ever been bitten.
Alligator, snake.
Bitten by like something poisonous to where you could die. I don't mean because some snakes, the poison will just give you a rash or something. But like, have you ever been attacked by a wild animal?
Yeah,
have you ever been in
alligators?
Like, have you ever been in a life and death situation with an animal? Attacked by a bear in the woods, or a snake bit you and you only had like 20 minutes to live.
I bet some people that work at the zoo, maybe.
Possibly. Sure, very possibly. There got to be some camping stories out there.
Us.
You got to rush the venom.
Sure.
This guy on TV, you've got to see him. It is wild.
She said, I don't like spiders and snakes.
Oh no.
And that ain't what it takes to love me.
All right, a lot of Morning X subscribers have had issues. Hopefully it's not in Atlanta. I want to hear that it's far away.
Exactly.
I want to believe there are no snakes, there are no anything.
Like you were out in the desert in New Mexico.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see. Misty.
Uh-huh.
What happened to you?
I was bit by a copperhead.
Now that's a lot of copperheads in Atlanta.
And also bit by a scorpion.
Now, copperheads are poisonous.
Yes, they are.
And I mean, like deadly poisonous,
That's
right?
what was in it. Was a baby copperhead that was in my backyard.
Oh, well, this one that I was bit by was 21 and a half inches long and big around as a $50.
What happened?
We were looking at some property for sale, and the company that we were with, the guy had walked across this path, and then my husband had gone through, and then when I went through, it bit me.
It just did it just rise up and pop you? Or
I didn't see it.
So,
we were in the very back of the woods, just walking around, so the leaves were the same color as the snake, and I never saw it.
All right, so now you get bitten by this thing, and
when
it's a
it
highly...
bites me, I run. and I grabbed a hold to my husband's pants leg, and I said, I've been stung. And he said, how many times? I said, 20 times.
You thought you were stung by a bee?
I thought I had been stung.
So, did you actually see the snake?
20 times at the same time.
Did you see the snake?
I never saw it.
So, then how do you know that you got hit by copperhead if you never saw it?
Because when we finally got me out of the woods, the ambulance came and he said, see, and it was obvious after we got to looking at it, there were 2 marks on my ankle.
Ooh.
And what could you feel? Because those are very venomous.
I thought my foot was going to blow off.
Did it feel like it was all hot inside?
It was on fire.
No.
And could you feel it like creeping up your leg, or could you feel yourself
He told
getting...
me to, my husband took his belt off and did all the safety precautions, and they said, take it off. She needs to hold her foot to the floor or to the ground, and I couldn't.
It was almost like you stepped on it, probably.
I stepped on it, obviously.
Now, would you have died had you not been attended to? Are those lethal?
I'm not sure. They did not have to give me the anti-venom because he said it would make you want to just die.
Oh, really?
He had injected about 35% poison into my leg. And he said if it had been about 40 or more, then they would have given me the anti-venom. He said, but he wanted to avoid it because it will make you throw up that venom and just want to die.
That's why I only walk on golf grass. It's only cut. I'll walk across the golf green, but that's it.
I know.
Yes, but they went back into the woods and got the snake and brought it up to the hospital so that they can measure it and determine what amount of venom it could have injected.
I don't want that job. Measure that copperhead.
Right,
Yeah.
and they asked me, do you want it? I was like, no.
Do you want it?
How about those snakes that can actually spit their venom at you? And on that TV show, the guy got up to the snake and he was wearing protective goggles. And
they
the thing
spit it at your eyes?
Yeah, the thing went, and it just like sprayed this load of venom right in
That's
his
nice.
face. That was
Thank you, Misty.
God. And I've also been bit by scorpions.
That does not feel good.
Wow.
It was like the little ones you were talking about earlier.
Right.
The little black ones. I swear, if I was the one walking through the house, I was going to get bit by one or stung by one. And I would every time.
Well, hey, you know what?
What?
Speaking of scorpions, maybe they're listening this morning. We can get them up here
Yeah,
tomorrow.
let's get
I would love that.
Live
Let's
X.
get the scorpions up here.
Hey,
Anybody
Rich, Klaus Meine is on line 5.
Wait, is that really the guy's name?
Yeah.
Klaus
Lead singer.
Do you happen to know the lead singer?
I know, this is
of
Klaus
Scorpions?
Meine from the Scorpions.
Rich, you're
And
just
you're
amazing.
listening to 99X.
Klaus Meinef?
Meine.
Meine. Klaus
But yeah,
Meine.
so I
Okay.
spent 4 days in the hospital.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.